What's poppin', y'all? Welcome back to I Do It Myself. I am Wayno. If you like what it is that we do over here, hit that sub button, hit that like button, and run up that hype. Today, we talking about drama, specifically regarding Cardi B. We talking about her album, Am I the Drama? It's been 7 years since Cardi B dropped an album. 7 years. This is her sophomore album. There's a lot of diss records on it. There's a lot of, her talking about her pain on it. But the most obvious conversation that's going around right now is the sales. Now, Cardi B, she dropped this album, and I believe it was months ago, right? Months ago that they had announced that WAP and Up was going to be on this album. And when I seen that, I was like, all right, there's going to be a sales trick. It's reported Cardi B's Am I the Drama is now certified platinum in the US for selling 1 million units. It is the first female album in history to achieve this. Woo. All right, so look, a lot of people are upset about this. Reason being is because it can't be one way for one person and another for the next. It has to be an even playing field. If this is the game that's now being played as to first week sales, then a lot of shit is about to get nasty. Now, Cardi B's album, let's just go through it, not through it a fine tooth comb. I'm not doing a whole review of the album. While I do like records on the album is just very, very long for me. I feel like there's a lot of songs dedicated to Offset. One in particular, Man of Your Word, which I feel is like the best way for her to get it off her chest, for her to describe how she was feeling, what she went through. And I think that should have been the only song. You know what I mean? Then you got What's Going On with Lizzo. Then you got Shower Tears. It's like, then it goes into Outside. Now, I understand sequencing-wise how they did it because it's kind of telling a story, but it's just a lot of it. Now, that's her story to tell. Not disputing that. We talking about the sales, right? Reason why this album has sold 1 million already is because Up is on there, right? Up is on there, and so is WAP. Up and WAP. Records that have been out from Cardi for a long time have already sold millions of records. WAP in particular, I believe, is a diamond record, if not approaching. I believe it's diamond. Listen, I believe that from an optics standpoint, when it comes to record sales, that Atlantic was not going to allow themselves for Cardi B to sell 100-something thousand the first week. People, and it's fucked up. Let's keep it 1,000. It's really, really messed up the way shit is now, but people really are attentive based on numbers. So if they see big numbers, they believe that it has to be good. If they see numbers that aren't particularly tied to a person's profile, like a Cardi B who is a superstar, right? I was having a debate, well, not a debate, but a conversation with one of my homies the other day. We was talking about Cardi being a superstar. I'm like, listen, whether you listen to Cardi B's music or not, she's undeniably a superstar based on her profile. Her profile does not fit selling 100-something thousand records. And I think that even her selling 100-something thousand records is not necessarily a reflection of the music, but consumption and how things are counted. Now, to go out here and put this story out that it is the first female album in history to achieve this is a little bit tough because it wasn't achieved by the traditional wait till your shit drop and then we gonna count everything when it comes out. They use the tactic of an old song. Songs that WAP is what, 5 years old? Deadass, WAP is 5 years old. That shit came out like during the pandemic, didn't it? So for them to do this, I think it leaves a bad precedent. I think it leaves a bad precedent because now, listen, Drake, his next album, if he do this, which this has nothing to do with Drake, I'm just bringing it up hypothetically because if you start using old records, if Drake used an old record, he could be 5 million the first week. You know what I'm saying? If Drake throwaways be selling 1 million and 2 million for a single, you know what I'm saying? So I just think that it leaves a bad precedent. Not saying that Drake is even gonna do something like that or even thinking about it. I'm just saying it's like, we in such of a wild, wild west phase of where music is at right now, where it's like anything goes. Now, listen, I'm happy for Cardi B. Add that too. If anybody clips this, add that too. I'm extremely happy for Cardi B. I've said it before that I like Cardi B as an artist. People gave me flack for that. I like Cardi B. I think that she put together, a cohesive album, but it's extremely long and there's too many songs about the same shit. With that being said, let's talk about some of these songs. One in particular is Magnet, right? So Magnet is a diss song And it seems as it's aimed, she doesn't say JT's name, but a lot of it seems as it's aimed at her, right? Cardi B and JT had a public spat for years, you know what I'm saying? I think, now I'll say this from internally. I worked at quality control. Not that I know anything about their particular drama, because that was never told to me. But there was a point in time where Cardi B was managed by quality control. She was managed by P. Offset started his career at quality control with the Migos and his solo career. The public spat. Now, it wasn't public. I'm saying the little baby, which that shit always burns me up, because when I went to come work for QC, I really wanted to work with Offset. You know what I'm saying? But the public spat between Offset and little baby and then P and all the back and forth and Takeoff passing away, the funeral, all of that. Those things are going to add to tension, period. They're going to add to tension. While Cardi and Offset is not on the same page, at one point in time they were, and they both were working with this company in particular. Now, JT, I mean, she's been pretty quiet this year, right? But Cardi directed the verse towards her. Well, people were speculating that shit.
Fake friend ass bitch, a clown ass bitch, on the net, kick your friend while she down ass bitch.
I think one of the sharpest knife in all of these bars, right, is when she says, throw her friend under the bus. You know what I mean? And I think she's alluding to Young Miami. You know, even them, they had their back and forth on Twitter at one point in time when the City Girls broke up. Now, we could get that one out the way, which I don't know if y'all noticed, but if y'all even listen to Bass Swag, but she got the same beat as Bass Swag's Drink with 42 Doug. When I seen that, I said, oh, Go Grizz and them is really, really smart as to how they do business to sell the same beat twice, which I'm pretty sure, well, not sure, but I'm pretty sure they let Bass Swag get that on the arm and just collect the royalties. And then on the Cardi B joint, they using the same beat again, and they changed a little bit of elements to it. But we seen that same thing happen with Pop Smoke Gotti with Travis Scott and what's the kid name? Smooth L? Whoa, I forgot the name of the song, but he, you know, that kid fell off too. But let's keep it going, man. Let's keep it going. Now, Cardi B, not only does she have smoke for JT, and even on the intro track, the record Dead, right? The record Dead, she talking about how she beefing with all these bitches and she want all of them gone and in the dirt and she about to put, you know what I mean? And that laid the foundation of kind of the direction I thought she was going to go. Now, Cardi also talks about beer. Now, when she talks about beer, you know what I mean? When she talks about beer on this particular interview, she's on with the Breakfast Club. She's talking about this record that she has dedicated directly to beer. Let's watch it.
Out the gate.
Out the gate.
Straight at Bia.
Yeah.
At this point, though, like, I mean, so that reignites everything. Because I remember y'all were going back and forth. Your whole thing was you felt like you just doing this because you want my platform, you want the attention. I'm going to give it to you, and then I'm done with it. This reignites it all. Like, why even address her again on the album?
Because you mentioned my kids trying to be cute. There's going to be times that, like, people throw shots at you, or, like, there's going to be times, like, you know, like when she did her little diss and it was trash. But it's like everything on social media is going to be seen. So when my kids grow up one day and they see that you mentioned them, and then they're going to ask me, like, so what you said, what you did, I'm not going to tell my kids, like, you know, I just felt like she took the high road because she lost, because people wasn't on her side. No, I'm not saying that to my kids. You know what it is? I feel like last year, every artist was like beefing.
Girl.
Like every artist was beefing, and I think she was going to get a moment out of that because she thought that I was copying her. And I had a conversation with her. First, we was cursing each other out. Then I had a real conversation with her, and I was like, listen, I'm not copying you. I don't even look at you. Like, you're not a person that I look at or I'm inspired by. And the conversation ended. Then she kept going because of a music video. And it's like, oh, girl, you definitely not on the mood board. Then this bitch, right? It be a lot of funny shit behind the scenes. It really be a lot of funny shit behind the scenes. This producer that was working with, like, my ex, he was going around saying that I was messing with a guy.
And there was allegedly a sex tape or something, right?
Yes. And I was like, what? Me? Hell no. It was a lie and it was ridiculous. And a bitch can say no damn stuff on because I got messages when I first started talking to him. And I was like, I have to get to the bottom of who's saying that. She was trying to plant a seed that I was cheating on this guy with a blood nigga. Bitch, you think that I'm you're not from the hood. So to you, because I'm blood, you think that I'm like, oh, I'm pressed to mess with blood. That's nothing to me. That's like being around Dominicans or something. Like, it's like, that don't mean nothing to me. Everybody's mad ball, everybody this, everybody that. And then this is New York. One thing about a New York person or anybody, they're going to talk. And it's like, and I know it was confirmed that it was her that was going around with that rumor, because when she did her diss, she kept saying like, oh, why say how you like a cheater, some shit like that. I forgot what she was saying, but it's like, so say who I was dealing with. Say it. Oh, you just made that up. You just made that up. You was being messy, and it's like, all right, bitch. Now I got a wet belt for you, and you ain't even gonna know when it's coming. Have you ever got hit with a wet belt?
Now the record in particular is called Pretty and Petty, which I urge y'all to just go take a listen to. I don't know what you got to do but apologize, man, because last year, this rapping shit, battling shit, this and shit, I mean, it's always been in a place of, let me defeat my opponent by disrespecting them as much as I can, right? Of course, we seen that with Kendrick. And we didn't think that Kendrick was going to take it to a hit record. He did. But when I tell y'all, she had already gave her work on a what's the name of that song? On a Wannabe remix. She already got at her on a hit record. Now she got a whole song dedicated to you. She got a whole song dedicated to you on her album called Pretty and Petty, where she talking about you dirty, whole song. But if y'all forgot about B Is This, let's go back and watch a clip of it.
Put it on your gang that they ain't fuck you in. What? Put it on your name since you so gangster like your fucking friends. Put it on your hubby since you love lying on your vows. Wow. I write all my verses, I can do this shit for hours. I'll be damned, I let a nigga fuck a bitch inside my house. Your money long, you split that. Your nigga saying that's ours. Put her ass in the ground till she had to give me my flowers. I was up in the Bronx and they said I'm good in the towers.
Now my only advice I got for Bia is don't play this game, bro. Don't play this game. Get in the lab, make you a hit record, come back with that. Don't try to go back and forth with Cardi B. It's not gonna go good. I don't mean for no street nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because don't get it twisted and think that the women don't get into it neither. Cardi B is pregnant and all of that. But she has been having cases over the past 7 years for different incidents. All right? I'm not talking about none of that at all. I'm just saying, don't go back and forth with her. She has the people. Now, one thing I will commend Cardi B and her team for is the promotion that they've been doing. You know, you see her do the tour where she pop up in the Heights. You know what I'm saying?
This is the motherfucking Heights, nigga. Welcome to the motherfucking Heights.
You've seen everything that she's doing right now, especially with DoorDash.
I made it on time. Jesus, girl, it's hot in there. Here you go. Put a little something extra there for you.
There's drama on the streets of New York. Can you hear it?
I thought the DoorDash shit was really classy and dope. She's playing into the whole am I the drama narrative, and people is buying it. People are buying it and they're gonna buy into it. Now, just to go back to the beginning of what we was talking about, I don't agree with the whole her selling 1 million, milestone thing. I think that that's a little bit crazy, only because of how people are gonna now try to strategically put their sales. I mean, Elliot Wilson went in on Travis Scott, went in on who else? Tyler the Creator and others for using bundles, you know what I'm saying, for using bundles as sales. And I just think if people are going to be upset about bundles being used for sales, then how do you feel about records that came out 5 years ago? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you feel regarding that. You know what I'm saying? It's just a very, very slippery slope. But guess what, man? This music shit is changing every day. I think that the IRAA need to come up with a new metric system because there's no way possible that we are here. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about Cardi B's album, though. I do think that the album is, it's a decent album. It's definitely a decent album. But I think it's just too much of the Offset shit on there. Like, we got it over the first and second song. It's like, you know what I mean? Back to back to back to back. But salute to everybody involved. You know what I mean? Salute to all of y'all success. This is how I do it myself. For the ones that rock with me, you know how we doing. For the ones that don't, eventually you will. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.